I tried to beat Super Mario Bros. Wonder without ever pressing left. The rules are simple. We cannot press the left arrow on the controller. That is not allowed. If we want to move left, we're gonna have to find creative ways of doing so. Oh, and I'm only playing the levels, so world map left presses are allowed in this run. Well, let's just jump into it. The intro stage is just about running to the right, so this one was simple. Pipe Rock Plateau starts off with the first level, which thankfully was a walk in the park, unless you crouch under there. So yeah, don't do that. Piranha Plants on Parade didn't require us to move left at all, and it also gave us a bonus concert with some very talented plants. Nice! Scram Skedaddlers forced me to do a wall jump in this underground section in order to move left, but it was just so that I could get a 10 purple coin medal, and those are not required at all. Before entering the next stage, we are given a badge that will allow us to glide in the air and keep our momentum, which is bound to be helpful. Bull Rush coming through actually allows us to use the Bull Rushes to move left when needed. These guys are actually pretty helpful. Here come the Hopos, will bounce us all over the place, even left, without us actually touching left, so we're all good. The Wonder Token Tunes level will force us to move left if we want to collect all of the tokens, but by doing a few wall jumps, everything will be good. Hurry, hurry was a total joke, and so was the Wiggler race, as both these stages want us to run to the right as quickly as we can. I really wanted the wall climb badge, so I visited the level where you get it. The thing is, I couldn't get to the top and beat the stage. No matter what I did, my wall jumps didn't get me enough height. I decided to try with my pal Yoshi and his flutter jumping abilities, and thankfully I managed to get to the left side of the platform, which allowed me to get to the top and beat the stage. Nice! Pipe Rock Plateau Palace features a couple parts where you'll want to slow down to avoid getting hit by enemies, but it wasn't too bad. Defeating Junior was also quite simple, because we can just wall jump to move back left. Time to visit the Petal Isles, and we start off with the Dolphin Kick Challenge, which features one tricky section where we need to move left, and the only way to do that is to stand on this block. But yeah, it's possible. Leaping Smackerel is easy as long as you avoid the Wonder Flower, because this part with the giant fish doesn't really seem to be possible without moving left. Rowbird Cove features so many annoying birds, but we rarely have to move left, so it was quite easy. Bluebird Roost was a bit more challenging, as the level is mostly vertical, forcing us to do a bunch of wall jumps in order to move left. Make sure to bring the parachute cap badge to keep your left momentum going, and you'll be all good. Beating all of these stages allows us to get to the next world, Fluff-Puff Peaks. Out My Way Valley was simple, until I got to the Wonder Flower section. Then the stage turns into an auto-scroller on a big snowball, and we absolutely have to remain on the left side. And the way to do that is to jump and use the parachute cap. It's a bit tricky, and I actually died on my first try, but it is possible. Kick It Out My Way seemed super easy, but at first I went for the kill, and then I couldn't go back left to collect the Wonder Seed, which was embarrassing. My second try just involved me waiting and melting those ice blocks, and I was way more successful. Pokepede Pass required a bunch of wall jumps, as going left was needed quite a few times. Condart's Away was super simple, but I made sure not to grab the Wonder Flower, because I have a feeling it would have been quite a bad idea. Pole Block Passage had a vertical section which forced us to do a bunch of wall jumps while making sure to hit these blocks, which was a bit tricky but not too difficult. Cloud Cover was very easy, and so was Floating High Jump 1. Up and Down with Puffy Lifts didn't feature a single required left press. Next up was the first Flying Battleship level, and this one wasn't that bad. Since it's an auto-scrolling level, I moved super slowly to the right just to make sure not to get stuck. Cruising with Linking Lifts was actually pretty simple to clear and never wants you to move left. Countdown to Drop Down was a bit trickier, as falling down is quite easy if you're not being careful, but it wasn't too bad. Time for the castle, and this one was also pretty easy, and with Junior down, we can move back to the Petal Isles. Dolphin Kick 2 had no challenge whatsoever, and the Wiggler race was also quite simple. As for Downpour Uproar, there's always walls in case we need to move left. Alright, now let's get to the next world. Hop Hop and Away was actually pretty challenging, as it features this vertical section where you need to climb up while avoiding the giant hoppy cats breaking all of the walls on the way. You'll have to keep your momentum going using the parachute cap in order to move left when needed, and we'll probably need a bit of luck, but yes, it is possible. Unreachable Treasure was yet again very easy, as we can just do one-sided wall jumps to get to the seed. Ready, Aim, Fly features a wonder flower where you need to bounce on enemies to get to the top, and now that we cannot move left, we have to stay still and time our jumps until we reach the seed, which was actually pretty fun. Watery Wonder tokens force me to jump out of the water in order to do a wall jump on this pipe to move left quite a few times, which was a bit stressful, but it is possible. Crouching High Jump 1 was very easy, leading us to Hop to It, a vertical level which is actually simple, as long as you avoid collecting the Wonder Flower, because if you transform, you can no longer wall jump back left, which is actually a big problem. Avoid that flower and you'll be able to get to the end. Launch to Victory was a super easy stage, as you'll mostly just be waiting for this platform to get to the end. Zip Track Dash was also very simple, as the zip tracks just bring you to the right and you'll never need to move back left. With this level done, we can get the Royal Seed and move back to the good old Petal Isles. Jewel Block Cave featured a very stressful part where we need to dig down to get the Wonder Seed, but to go left, you'll need to do some very scary looking wall jumps, and you'll even have to wait for the giant conch enemy to break some blocks for you. Thankfully, it is all possible. Alright, let's move on to World 4, the Sunbaked Desert. Armads on the roll was simple. The Desert Mystery was also quite easy, although I was a bit scared I wouldn't be able to defeat those mummy dudes, since, I cannot pull by pressing the left arrow, but we can just hop and down to defeat the enemy, so yeah, that was easy. Ninja Jump Party is such a vibe. I love this level. Jumping to the beat of the music is just fantastic. Blooms of the Desert Skies features a bunch of balloon-looking enemies if you need to move back left, making this one very easy to beat. Same thing goes for Floating Wonder tokens. Rolling Ball Hall was simple, as you can slide on your butt if you need to move back left. Valley Full of Noodles features all sorts of things to move left. Those bouncy things, the slopes, the blocks. Yeah, it was an easy stage. Crouching High Jump 2 was also quite simple, as there's walls all over the place in order to do wall jumps and move back left. Secrets of Shova Mansion forces us to push blocks to the left in order to enter a door, and since we just cannot do that, this level is not possible. Alright, thankfully we can try other levels, so let's go for Treasure Vault, which also forces us to move left, and we just cannot do it! Dang it, what is up with those levels? Thankfully, Parachute Cap 2 was possible, but I had to switch to Nabbit in order to avoid damage from all of these piranha plants on the way. Sunbaked Desert Palace was super easy, except for the boss fight. Junior was actually the problem in this fight. Can you believe it? Most of the stage is actually covered in water, so there's just no way for me to do a wall jump and move left. And it seems like this dude just hangs out in that left corner and never comes back right. Guess I'm gonna have to equip the Dolphin Kick badge in order to move left and go hit that dude. So what you wanna do is do a wall jump, and then you'll face left, and then you push R to swim like a dolphin to the left part. So it works. We beat Junior, and this world is complete! But just before moving to World 5, we need to beat this flying battleship, and it actually was very easy, so that's all good. Time for Fungi Forest, and Light Switch Mansion is going to be our first stop. And let me tell you, this one was very simple to clear. Tailey's toxic pond wasn't that bad either, but the quiz part was a bit tricky, as I always had to make sure to be on the left side before a question was asked, just to be able to have all options opened up for me. Up shroom, down shroom was actually pretty simple, and so was Beware of the Rifts. Except for the whole Wonder Flower part. Like, there are so many difficult wall jumps we have to make, and with Shadow Mario trailing us at all times, it gives us very little room for error. Thankfully, I made it. Tumble House was very easy, as the stage keeps rotating, giving us plenty of walls to do wall jumps. Wobberoons was a bit tricky, because the conchs are quite annoying, but once you turn into a Wobba, everything will be good. The swaying runes was simple, but I cannot say the same about the poison runes, which will force us to use very different badges in order to climb up this vertical section. You'll have to do quite the wall jumps and bounce on Koopas to get to the left, and it's not gonna be easy, let me tell you. Once we get the Wobba, I was very afraid, as I remembered that there are sections which require us to go left. The thing is, the controls are kinda weird when you stick on walls as a Wobba, so if you hold down the Y button and start moving real fast, you can like move left by holding the down or the up arrow. I know it sounds like a scam, okay, but go try it for yourself. You'll see, you kinda just keep your momentum going on a wall, so as long as you hold the correct up or down key, you'll move left without actually pressing left. With this level out of the way, we can save the mine workers and get our royal seed. Nice. We need to quickly beat a couple Petal Isles levels before reaching the final world, so let's just start with Gnasher Lair, which was actually very simple. Mama Mouthful wasn't much more difficult. Boosting Spin Jump 1 was a level I wanted to do to get the badge, and it was simply not very difficult. Muncher Fields was also pretty simple, and I even skipped the whole backdrop part by running on the Munchers as fast as I could. Shoutouts to Castle Bowser looking at us in the background. Hey buddy, how you doing? Okay, time for the 6th world, starting off with the Floating High Jump 2 challenge, which wasn't too bad, although it does feature one scary section where we need to keep hopping to keep our momentum to get to the platform on the left. Where the Roomba's rule scared me a bit, because we do need to make our way left in some of the tunnels, but by jumping we can keep our momentum going, even when transformed into a Roomba. Rargs in the runes was a bit tricky, especially on the spinning wheel, as you'll need to keep using that parachute hat if you want to avoid falling down in the lava. Grappling Vine 2 was simple, as you can even grapple on the left side by simply wall jumping off a right wall. Pull, Turn, Burn is impossible to finish if you try to do the Wonder Flower part, which requires you to swim under the lava, and we cannot really do that. Avoid the flower and you'll be good though. The flying airship is up, and this one was a bit difficult, as there are tons of levers to pull and a lot of green fire to avoid. Heck, I even died to Robot Bowser like a noob. Can you believe that? Hut 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 was very easy. Wavy ride through the magma tube was not too difficult, and the KO arena was quite simple too. Dragon Boneyard was easy up until we revived that dragon, and then things turned difficult. You have to stand on top of the dragon, but you want to be careful as you'll need your parachute cap to stay alive and reach the end. It was nerve-wracking, but it is possible. The palace was actually very simple, and with Junior down, we can go attempt the final world. Missile Meg Mayhem was actually quite fun, and not pressing left adds a bit of challenge, which is actually pretty cool. High Voltage Gauntlet was very simple, and Evade the Seeker Bullet Bills wasn't much more difficult. Bowser's Blazing Beats was pretty fun, especially the part with the cool music and the big Bowser fists punching everything around you, but it wasn't very difficult. Alright, time for the final level, and it was actually simple, but the boss was a pain in the butt. There are no walls on the sides, meaning you cannot do wall jumps to get back left, so you want to stay left as much as possible. You can get pushed by the hands or even do wall jumps on Bowser himself to go back left, which is very helpful. But the best way to move left is by doing a wall jump on this very tiny platform over there. Like, the timing is super precise. But yes, it is possible to stay alive and beat the boss that way. Alright, Let's do one more jump, and there we go. We did it! Bowser is donezo, and we have saved the world! Yay! Yes, it is possible to beat Super Mario Bros. Wonder without pressing left. There were some very difficult levels, especially the boss fights, but all in all, it wasn't too bad. Thanks a lot for watching this video, I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!